By the first light of day, fishing boats are making their way back to port. It's early autumn, and on Japan's northern island of Hokkaido, the salmon season has begun. The boats have been out at sea for just a few hours, but already their holds are filled to the brim. Each year, 40 million salmon are harvested from the waters around Hokkaido to supply the smart restaurants of Tokyo and beyond. It's all about speed, rushing the fish from the sea to the market. Very different from times past when the indigenous people of Japan, the Ainu, stalked each individual salmon in the rivers of what was once their land. But this is a story not just about new methods replacing old. Hokkaido's modern salmon fishery symbolizes the conquest of one culture by another, the stripping of a people's rights and dignity. A short distance up from the coast, a very different scene. A century ago, the Japanese government took away these people's right to fish the rivers of Hokkaido. Even now, the Ainu need special permission to catch just a few salmon in the traditional way. Trucked in for the killing, nets laid so they can't escape. It's a one-sided contest. To this, a once proud race of hunters and craftsmen have been reduced.
日本人でも言葉は悪いけれども泥棒の大集団でもね、これだけ広い北海道をね、一方的に侵略してきてアイヌに一言の相談もしていないんです。どうしますかという一言のご挨拶もなし、一方的に数や力や武力に物を言わせてきているんです。
Shigeru Kayano is the most famous Ainu in Japan. He's also just made history, becoming the first member of his race to gain a seat in Parliament. Kayano-san has devoted his life to defending Ainu culture, while Japanese scholars were measuring it up for the graveyard of history.
私の母などはね、ここへ番号札をぶら下げて、何十何番って番号。
Literally measuring it up.
この幅、この幅、この幅。
As they did his mother one day in their village.
して毛深い様子を見るために襟をまくってみる、腕をまくってみる。そういうことをやるんですよ。だからね、もう血を取るね。血を取る。もうそれはひどいもんでした。
For 1,000 years, using just bows and arrows, the Ainu fought off the armies of Imperial Japan. Until late last century, when the Meiji government, in response to Russian moves in the Far East, annexed the frozen frontiers of Hokkaido. The Ainu were driven from their hunting grounds, the source not only of their food, but also their ceremonies and traditions. Conscripted as forced labor, they were even banned from speaking their own language. It was a policy of extinction by assimilation. Today, most Japanese believe that's where the story ended. If they think of the Ainu at all, it's as museum exhibits, part of the tourist circuit on a rainy day. Here at Shiraoi, an Ainu village has been reconstructed, where Ainu staff dress up to perform for the visitors. While history's less photogenic side isn't completely forgotten,
アイヌ語、風俗、習慣、いろいろなものが禁止になり、
The eyes soon glaze over. And after the show, what have the customers learnt?
日本人っていうか同じ感じはしますけど、そんな特別変わったようなというか違う民族とかいう感じはしなかったですけど。
Even some of the staff wonder whether they're preserving history or ignorance.
そうですね。こういう生活っていうことは、こういうお家に入って食べ物も、質素なもの、それと熊と一緒に生活してるって、そういうような目で見る方が多いですね。
Indeed, it seems to be the bears, not the Ainu, that most of the tourists want to remember. Behind the tourist facade is the continuing story of Ainu discrimination. The Ogawas are an Ainu family of 3 generations. On a bright Sunday in Hokkaido's main city of Sapporo, they could be just other faces in the crowd. But this is a society which values conformity above all else, making the Ogawas aliens in their own land.
で、本当に居やすい社会じゃなくて、一番危険なところ、いつでも首切られるところで便利に使い捨てのトイレットペーパーのように使われているのが今のアイヌの実態です。決して良くはなっていません。
It's understandable that many Ainu try to conceal their identity. The census counts 25,000, although the real figure is probably double that. But there are more and more Ainu who will not deny their heritage. Today is called Ashia Chepnomi, the festival of the salmon. It turns out those fish we saw earlier being speared from the canoe represent a culture not lost, but reclaimed. Anointing their prayer sticks with sake, they call on the gods of fire and stream and mountain. By the riverside in Sapporo, they declare to the rest of Japan, we have survived. If any one person is responsible for this resurgence of Ainu self-confidence, it is Shigeru Kayano. It's 4 hours' drive from Sapporo to the village where he lives. Nibutani is known as the Ainu heartland, although the highway has also made it a thoroughfare for Japan Incorporated. The man I've come to meet as he prepares to mount the national stage strikes me as an unlikely sort of crusader. A collector of artifacts, author of the first real Ainu dictionary, who hates wearing ties and munches homegrown watermelon for lunch.
一人のアイヌ語を 100% 知っているアイヌとして今までやってきたいろんなことを考えればね、国会の場合って国会議員の皆さんにアイヌ民族の存在を知ってもらういい場所だと思った。政治家は私は嫌いです。
Back in Sapporo and at a dozen places around Hokkaido, Ainu are starting to learn their native tongue again. Stories told by the old women, rescued by the tape recorder, passed on to young women like Harumi Sawai.
ただでもそれは日本政府が何かしてくれるのを待つということではなくて、私たちの中でもある程度きちっとした整理が必要な時期でもあったと思うんです。アイヌ民族からその議員の人が出たっていうのはやっぱり糸口にはなると思うんですよね。0と1の違いというのはやっぱりすごく大きいですから、
Sawai's son is a university graduate, has represented the Ainu in international forums and visited Australian Aborigines. She knows her own mind, including when to use her excellent English.
So Ainu people we are not happy when people say that you are a minority, but we are the indigenous people.
Do you think Japanese people are these days ready to accept you?
I don't know, some people are, but some people are not.
What Harumi Sawai wants is for Japan to become a society in which being Ainu, being different, is nothing special.
What do I hope?
Finally, she gives the lie to the notion of a vanishing culture.
昔の例えば100年前のアイヌ文化がまたその本当のアイヌ文化っていうんではないと思うし、今ある文化もそれはアイヌ文化であって、形は変わってると思うんですよ。
Obviously, you're not vanishing.
No, absolutely not.
And so now the Ainu people turn their eyes to the Diet here in Tokyo, where a government committee is considering a proposal to replace the 19th century law which has been the instrument of Ainu oppression with a new law granting them compensation and a permanent voice in Parliament. But for 5 years that committee has made no progress, unable to decide even whether the Ainu qualify as indigenous people. The Ainu cause has had no champion in Tokyo, no one to give it a national priority. Shigeru Kayono may be a king in Nibutami, but this is unfamiliar territory, where an Ainu voice must strain to rise above the madding crowd.
言い続けます。北海道はアイヌの国です。日本人よ、この辺でアイヌと対等な立場で話し合いをしましょう。これは言い続けます。
It's a message the rest of Japan may not be ready to hear. But like it or not, the nation's lawmakers henceforth will be obliged to listen.